everybody, and welcome to the final match of this THL season resurrection. So, what do we have in store for you right now? We've got the final match of the Texas Stubbies versus Dirty Mike and the Boys, with the score currently tied at 10-10. I am Robobson, your host for this match, and I am joined once again by Combat Wombat. Hey man, how's it going?
Salutations.
So, let's get right into it. So, this is...
Well,
you go.
this is as good as it gets. Final game, score tied, winner takes all the marbles.
Absolutely. So, let's just recap on what's happened so far in the match between the Texas Stubbies and Dirty Mike and the Boys. So, the first match on Friday, Cody of Dirty Mike and the Boys versus Mr. Mandingo of the Texas Stubbies. Cody won that match 3-2. Then, last night, on Salty Saturday, Osmonaut of Texas Stubbies reversed that score with a 3-2 over Dirty Mike of the titular Dirty Mike and the Boys. But that was followed up by an incredibly quick sweep by Lefty over Shunsui. Oh, no, sorry. That was then followed by a sweep by Misadventure over Eric Oki. Then earlier today, we had Lefty follow that one up with a sweep of his own, getting Dirty Mike and the Boys all 4 points. So that has left the scores tied at a wonderfully symmetrical 10-10. So what it just comes down to is the winner of this match wins this season of THL outright. There is no other possible outcome. Winner takes all.
It's good. We don't even have to math for this one.
Nope, this match is the only thing that matters at this point. It's basically a 0-0 score in like a Highlander league now.
Yep. And they picked the same classes, so things are even tighter. Both competitors brought Druid, Priest, Warlock, Rogue. However, the one difference is that Nate banned Warlock and Surlos banned Druid.
Yep. Oh, wait, so what were the bans again, sorry?
Nate banned Warlock.
Banned Warlock.
Surlos banned Druid.
Banned Druid. So this signals two pretty different approaches by these players, I think.
Yep.
So
it probably means they brought different Warlocks.
Different. Do you think so? I think that they're still both likely to have brought. I mean, I think if you bring a control Warlock, you're more concerned with Priest than you are with Druid. Because you can counter Jade Druid and Big Druid quite well with a control Warlock, but you cannot beat Rosaka's Priest ever.
Well, one way to find out, and we've got the players ready.
Yep, so I think the best thing to do at this point is just to tell them to get into it. Let's go with match 1.
All right. Go. Go, dog, go.
Go, 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 go,
Here we go. All right. And the players are headed into the first game.
Yep, so let's wait for the wonderfully slow spectator mode of Hearthstone to allow me to spectate them.
Yep.
Apparently they're still preparing to battle a friend.
Pull this up on my monitor.
So what decks are you expecting to see here, Wombat?
With Conquest, I think it's completely random. I don't think these guys are trying to pick based on a pattern. It's always fun to see Rogue in game 1, but I think we're gonna see completely random picks based on the Conquest format. As I've said before, it's not my favorite for that reason. It kind of lacks there's a whole lack of picking strategy in the first game, but we'll see. Let's see. They're in game now. I'm going to pull it right up.
Yep, so what we've got is a Rosaka's Priest for the Solos. It's definitely a Rosaka's Priest because we can see Acolyte of Pain. And we have a Zoo Warlock for Nate over at the top of your screen. So,
here we go.
Mulligans are through. And well, so we've got an opening Raza in the hand for Surlos right off the top, and that's a pretty nice card. He's got the 3-4-5 curve, which
Yep.
while Nate has that coin fledgling, which Priest loves ever so much.
Ooh. Well,
Yep. The classic heal your opponent's face.
Serlos has a great curve against a slower deck, but Nate has a great hand against a slow deck.
Yep. And none of these cards are the Shadow Word Pain or Silence, which you really needed at that point. Right?
Well, I think he knows what this is.
So that's given the little bit of information that Nate is not running the variant with Blood Fury Potion in it. Which is quite a good card.
And we're going to get...
Oh, the +1/+1 so bad against Priest. That's a 4-attack fledgling. You keep it at that for the entire game, and Priest is just not going to do anything.
But, well, let's see. Is he going to put... I think there's a lot of merit to Spirit Lash here. There's also merit to Kazakasing here. It just comes down to the line he's going to take against this. I would want to get that fledgling off the board.
Yeah, like, but both approaches have a lot of merit.
Yeah.
Yep, Solos is definitely considering this.
Yeah, it looks like he's favoring to get the fledgling off board, because it's hard to leave that up and take the risk of it just spiraling the game out of control.
Yeah, I mean, that card by itself just wins games.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it could have gotten the where you can't target it.
Yeah.
That would be really tough for the Priest at that point.
Or if it gets Divine Shield.
Yeah. All right, so I think Kazaka's here.
Could see this go for a one mana potion. Try and get the 2 damage AoE.
We saw good success with that last game. It's a choice between that and Raza. There's not much upside to playing Despicable Dreadlord right here.
No, I think Raza on 5 is often just too much of a play, although it does just die very easily. So, yep.
All right, here we go. And I think he has to go. Yeah, deal 2 damage to all minions. That's really great for him.
Summon a 2/2 is not bad.
Yeah, any of those could work. I think the first one was what he really needed at that point.
Yep, the 2 damage AoE, especially going into the turn 5 with you don't want a Malcazar's Imp to be alive, going into the Doomguard turn, because if you give Warlock the card draw without the drawback of having to exchange their life for it, you are in serious trouble, especially when you don't have very much of a hand to begin with.
Yeah, I think he played this. He played this well.
Yep.
So we're. What do you play here? I mean, you don't. He has such a great hand that Doom Guarding right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't want to
cause some problems.
Yeah, that is the problem with if you get both Doom Guards in your hand, you're really don't want to play either of them.
It's been a problem throughout the history of Hearthstone.
I mean, you've got to have like some serious drawbacks for a card that good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the board's just evened up a bit.
So, 6 here. Tap Crystal Weaver.
Yep, I mean, the Crystal Weaver gives you a very nice value trade. You've already seen Spirit Lash happen, so...
Yeah, I think it's tap Crystal Weaver.
The only other alternative for Nate is to play this...
Really?
Soulfire.
Oh.
Loses a Bone Mare.
Alright. I don't know how much I like this, considering there could be a Dragonfire potion, but...
Yeah, I mean, that was
clears the board from control.
That was a pretty risky Soulfire.
Yeah.
And so let's just gonna finally get this Raza out. Probably gonna see a Loot Hoarder here, just because it's getting towards the point where once you draw Anduin, you're in a pretty good spot.
Because
Like, you just play Raza because it's really,
Yeah.
really good.
Again, in this kind of situation where
Do you want to
does he?
silence
I mean,
anything? Or do you want to keep silence for a bone mare target? Or a fledgling if another one comes along?
I don't think silence is a great play here. I mean, I think there are situations it's gonna serve him better.
Yeah, I think silence in this matchup is probably best used against a Darkcha Councilman.
Mm-hmm.
Or just anything which has been bone mared and you can't kill with Shadow Word Death. We've got a big old patches here.
Oh my.
This is aggressive. If Dragonfire comes off the top here,
Uh-oh.
that's not a Dragonfire.
Ooh, he may just be kicked here.
So what can Cerlos do? He can play a Priest of the Feast, he can kill 2 5-drops, and silence a captain, just for the heal.
Yeah, no point in trading this into one of the captains here.
Alright.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
Well,
going for the value trade? So killing a captain takes 4 damage off the board, takes 5 damage off the board, and killing the Crystal Weaver keeps 5 damage on. Take 5 damage. Yeah, I like the value trade actually.
okay.
You haven't seen another Despicable Dreadlord, so keeping a minion around, I think makes more sense. And then you almost definitely want to heal your own
Gotta
face.
heal face. Considering how close to dead he is. Well,
Oh, and that's a nice draw.
there's-
That's a really
Yeah.
nice draw. So you can just send the Crystal Weaver into the Priest of the Feast,
the Priest of the Feast.
and
Ooh.
that's Gul'dan.
See, now it puts him in a weird situation though, where he can't play the Doom Guards because he doesn't
Yeah.
want to lose his Gul'dan.
Ooh.
Though, well, that's nice to hit one of the pirates with.
Yep, so kill a 3/3, play out all of the card draw, and just
Dump it.
yep, this is like,
Hope for undoing.
so that's 10 damage on, it's 1 damage off lethal.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think you want to make that aggressive push yet because having Gul'dan is going to make a big deal here, especially if you can't draw Anduin.
Or even if he draws Dragonfire, you just Gul'dan.
Mm-hmm. He's played out a lot of demons so far. And can this keep him alive? It looks.
That's
Okay.
a giant wasp.
He must be running the Curator.
What some people do is they just run Giant Wasp with no other beast synergies, just as like I think it's a second Shadow Word Death against Big Priest. So Hyun used it in his match against me, and I was like, what? Very interesting approach. So, what do you think the play is for Cerlos here? He can use
Well, yeah, I think draw first. Let's see what we get.
Cleric.
And that's not helping a lot.
So you can take out 5 damage with this Potion of Madness. Oh, no, it takes a little more damage. Elects not to play the Cleric.
I don't know why. I mean, he's on his last breath here.
So if Nate attacks into... Well, I was going to say, if he had attacked with the Imp into the Tar Creeper first, the 2 Dreadlords would kill the Tar Creeper anyway, and he'd still get the Flame Imp back.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't do that. Might have just played it fast.
We can pretty much see that it's not going to make very much of a difference here, even if Gold Anduin is drawn.
Your suffering will be legendary.
Circle of Healing. is going to
my.
draw another 2 cards. It's serious digging time.
I mean, he's looking for Dragonfire Potion here, of course. And does not find
Gets
it.
the Circle of Healing.
No, yeah. Too late. He still has another shot at Dragonfire here. And that's about it.
Is there anything that Lyra Smite can get him?
I mean, based on what he knows, yes, but based on what we know, no.
He gets Purify anyway. Very fitting. And that is going to be game 1 to Nate.
That is over.
That's pretty.
So
That was pretty unfortunate for Solas. He didn't draw his Shadow Visions or his Dragonfire Potion or his Anduin.
yeah, so okay, I'm hoping this goes back to a relationship that they've had in the past, because I wouldn't want to do that to someone and then have to face them afterward.
They're friends in real life. I think BM's more excusable in that situation. So that is a win for Nate's Warlock in the first game.
Yeah. So what do you think we see next?
Right, so we've seen a zoo, and I think that
Yeah, Nate's Warlock and Druid is out, so he's gonna have to play Priest or Rogue at this point.
I think Rogue is pretty good against all that, and Priest could be a bit of a mixed bag. So I think I'd probably start with the Priest, but Nate is going for what I think is the stronger deck here, and is going for the Temper Rogue with Keleseth Shadow Step.
But he's
at
gonna
the
face
start.
aggro Druid here,
Yep.
which and that living mana just eats Rogue alive,
Yeah, no, that's an incredibly difficult card for Rogue to deal with.
and a Golaka.
And let's not forget Snowflipper Penguin.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't forget the Penguin.
You cannot front on the Penguin.
Yep, so let's just... Nate elected not to play the Swashbuckler there. Wants to get the value on the... What is it going to be? 3/3 patches? Although
Patches, yeah.
that is dinner for a Galaka Crawler.
Yeah. No, I think that's a reasonable choice here. We want to wait and pull it out with a captain.
So gets a Bloodsail Corsair off the top. But that card is very... I think it's very important for swinging away a Rogue's Dagger in the early game.
Oh my.
However, this is just a very good thing to do versus any deck. Give your entire deck +2/+2.
Yeah. I mean, if he was facing a ramping style Druid, it might not have been such a great play, but if he had a read on this was an aggressive Druid, it's a great play.
You know, the craziest thing is, it plays a 2-mana 1/5, and it's just going to die to Keleseth and Patches.
Yep. I mean, if I was
Pelford
playing,
Power!
oh my. Oh my.
That card could do some pretty silly stuff.
Yeah. If I had a read that it was a ramping Druid, and had a Vile Spine in my hand, I would have kept the Shadow Step. But this looks good at this point. And what is he doing?
I don't entirely understand why that attack was made. I think
don't
that
get
was
the
just a miscount by Nate. 2 + 3 + 1 does not equal 5. I can confirm this.
Wow. Well, he better get refocused, because that he's about to be in a tough situation.
See, now that attack has just cost Nate hugely.
Yeah.
Like, not having a dagger versus having a dagger here is massive. Like, he could dagger down this Corsair with the Swashbuckler and play something next turn, re-dagger. But for now, options are very limited.
Yeah, let's see.
Now the playing the dagger is an even bigger issue.
Yeah, because he misses the attack with this.
Yeah.
For 4/3. Yeah, that hurts because he could have cleared the board.
Yep.
Oh boy. Well, the rogue got a reprieve, but the druid has some really great answers here.
See, this is where that Keleteth buff just huge. Like a 1 mana 4/3, which might have had charge if there hadn't been a misplay previously. So, but now the onus is on Serlos to counter this, and he's got a bunch of 1-drops, but he doesn't have that critical Mark of the Lotus or Power of the Wild to play with it. So, nope, going for an early living mana, only getting 4 things.
I think that's okay versus the rogue, because the rogue just doesn't have good ways to clear it.
Really doesn't.
No, I mean it.
I think the only way that Rogue can really deal with living mana is Bone Mare something and hope you don't have Mark of the Lotus. From my experience with Aggro Druid, that's been the only thing that's worked.
Oh, this is a terrible draw for Nate.
Yeah.
Nothing with immediate impact on the board. He could Pilfered Power Dagger, but I mean, he has to recognize that he doesn't want to kill just 2 of these because it makes him weak to Savage Roar then.
Yep. Well, I would say that you kill 1. You could Pilfer Power Dagger. See, I'm not sure I agree with keeping the Pirate alive. I think I would trade away the 4/3.
Mm-hmm.
Just
in fear of a Galaka.
Yeah, because Galaka's a pretty scary card in this matchup, and it's the main reason that Aggro Druid can do well against Rogue. You've already seen 1. If Serlos top decks another Galaka and eats a 4/2, or it's going to be a 7/2. That's going to be quite big.
Oh.
Does not though.
Well, he can clear the board here actually. Well, no, he can't. I'm sorry, he's 1 mana off.
Yeah,
It's just gonna have to pound some face and put a friend out.
Yep, just some more 2/2s.
All right. Well,
Could silence one of those mana treants.
yeah. I mean, that actually helps. Is silence 1, kill 1, and
Well, no, I think you silence 1 and kill the beast, or just go face. Just go face. Although you've got to be worried about Savage Roar.
Savage Roar.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because he could have it this turn. Let's see, and that's not it. But we're gonna.
Could see another Bloodsail Corsair.
This is gonna do a lot of work.
So
Let's see. He hasn't played Patches out. No, he has. He's played Patches already.
yeah, he played the first Bloodsail Corsair to take away that dagger hit already.
What the heck, right? Not certain on this pattern.
Lost damage there.
Yeah, 1 damage on that pattern.
You're leaving Rogue with something alive going into turn 7.
Yeah, which is trouble. And he'd have no way to clear it. Short of Savage Roar, he'd have no way to get that off the board if it got bone mared.
Yep. So we're gonna see, I think, a deckhand Valspine here.
Yep.
So now it's just a matter of how to clear here. See, this is
Taking
looking.
the beasts off. It's looking better for the rogue now. I mean,
Yep. It's looking pretty good for the Rogue at this point. Killing the beast.
Oh, and nothing to Mark of Yasharaj on.
Yep. So
This is over.
this is 1 damage off lethal for next turn. So any kind of damage is lethal next turn.
Yeah.
Although we have seen 2 Southie deckhands, so the game should last for 1 more turn. Unless a Leroy comes out.
No direct damage.
So
I think you have to. I think you just trade down the board here because you're going to win the next turn anyway.
oh yeah, absolutely. Just take out the board and guarantee the win next turn.
Or... okay.
That Scale Bane
Still
has
risk-
done 21 face damage.
Well, this is... Oh, he can play out the 3/2 Panther and Mark of Yusharaj it.
Before he concedes.
And what? Okay.
This does kill the
Well,
Edwin.
this one's over.
Yep. So that was a win for the Rogue against... I mean, it's supposedly favourite, but...
Rogue? I think the Druid...
Well, no, I don't... Like, I heard this said that the Druid's favourite, but I really don't... Well, I mean, I suppose it might be if you don't get a turn 2 double Keleseth.
Well, at least they're making this interesting.
Yep, so...
This is moving along quickly.
Yep.
So
That is
he's only got one.
That is 2-0
Yep.
to Nate.
So we're going to see the Priest against something.
Yep. Now, what is this priest going to be? Because if this is a big priest,
Dragon
and
Priest.
if this is any manner of priest which is not Rosakus, and Serlos has Rosakus, that's going to make the overall win troublesome.
Let's see what we got.
Ooh, that's a
And oh, it's
good.
a big.
That's a big.
Yep. Big Priest Rogue, which
There's a mixed bag of a matchup.
yeah, I mean
Although Keleseth helps a lot.
if the Rogue curves out, the Priest's gonna have a hard time.
And as we can see, the Rogue is curving out quite well so far.
Wonderfully, because I'm about to have two more 3/3s next turn.
Yep. Do 5 damage to face next turn.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If the Priest doesn't get Barnes early, it really has to rely on its removal.
Yep. So we can see
So here we go.
And
Captain
Cold Blood
Time.
is actually one of the really big cards in this matchup. Because if you can push enough early damage, that is Barnes.
Well, here we go. I mean, if you don't coin Barnes here, oh,
Not going for it. And that's another very important card against Priest.
now, now I think you actually play out the Cold Blood.
Oh, yeah. You want to be
Yeah.
mana efficient here.
Yeah, and you also have to keep them playing defensively.
Yep. So
Can't let them set up.
So what the Barnes pulls is going to be absolutely huge here. We can see one Obsidian statue in Nate's hand already, so there is a
Right.
smaller chance of that being... Oh, there's the pint-sized horror. Although that
I
will
think
not kill
he's-
Keleseth.
Which is why like to your point, why Cold Blood is so helpful here is because it really splits up the removal.
Yep. So
he
you can
can-
death, pint-sized horror. Also, a huge thing about Keleseth in this matchup is Cobalt Scalebane is now out of range of pint-sized horror, which is traditionally one of the main ways which Big Priest actually deals with a Cobalt Scalebane. Like
He's got the
once you limit the choices to either death or dragonfire or pint-sized horror, if you split out your
here we
resources,
go,
what's it gonna be?
and
It's the worst one.
that's not good.
That is the one that Silas really didn't want to see.
And this is going downhill fast for him.
Oh,
Blade, dragon, bye bye.
2 6-health minions. One of which is a dragon. This is looking very bad for Nate.
Yeah, I don't see how he gets out of this.
So Death Silence is pretty good here. That top deck Silence was huge. We're just gonna Death. Doesn't want to take 2 damage.
And Firefly's not going to end it. Oh, that's a big Firefly.
Yep. See, but this is going to be answered by the Shadow Word Horror,
Yeah, you can
which
just
has been
horror here. But several turns from being able to get out any kind of taunts. He does have greater healing potion.
it does.
As long as the rogue paces themselves. Now, it is safe just to play the... Oh, no. He's got the Serenite Chain Gang. I was going to say he can play out the Bone Mare naked because both horrors have been played, but...
You mean both deaths?
Thanks.
See,
Yeah.
Surlos is playing cards so fast that I keep just getting things hovering over the end turn button.
Shadow Essence could potentially help him here, but he's going to need to...
Nope, just going to go for pint size horror.
Yeah, which is the effective play here because it denies Bone Mare from coming down. Okay.
Gets a 5/5 Edwin out.
Yeah, I wonder if he didn't tip his hand too much that way.
Well, I mean, there were very few alternatives. I kind of get it.
And I think he has to silence here.
Does
No?
not silence.
Oh, all right.
A lot of damage just took because of that.
He can... Let's see, he can't completely clear here, but he can clear it up pretty well.
Yep,
Now the priest's putting up a good fight.
it is. And this,
No, I'd probably drop the Cairn here.
I think so. It's getting a little
That's-
bit clunky for Surlos here. Nate might just have pulled this back. You really wanted to be able to activate that Vile Spine this turn.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a big difference, but getting the Cairn down is what's most important for him now because he needs sticky minions on board.
Yep. And now, if this pulls a Lich King, that's really bad for Surlos.
I don't know about not clearing that Van Cleef, though.
And that's the Lich King.
Wow.
There's some big boys.
Does Surlos have a way to get through? Or is this over? What do you think, chat?
Oh.
Chime in. Can Surlos pull this off? Or is it all over?
I'm trying to spot a way through. I'm not sure.
Wow. Yeah, having those two Shadow Word deaths made the difference.
Two Shadow Word deaths, the visions into the horror. After the first horror. Yeesh. Yep. So, what do you kill here? Yeah, I think you killed the Lich King, and
Yeah.
because you can take 4 damage with your face instead of 8.
No, not that one.
Yep. Gotta do it. Oh, that's killed the Edwin. Can't kill the Lich King now.
Yeah. I mean, he's counting on being able to play that Bone Mare, but I think it's gonna be too late because Yusharaj could pull the next what do you call it, Obsidian Statue next turn, and then that's game over.
So, Nate could just trade into the Cairn with the Lich King, Dragonfire, go face with Yasharaj, and then at this point, I think the Yasharaj is guaranteed. It's going to pull. It's a 50-50 to pull an Obsidian Statue. That's or Ysera.
Ysera's in hand.
Oh, then it's 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is safe here. Because he knows the Obsidian Statue is coming.
Yep. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, Is there a line? Who do you go after? I mean, he's got 9 potential damage. I think you have to drop the SI first, though. No, it's just no way.
No, this is dead.
It's over.
So
It's
that was
dead as a doorman.
that was a quick game. Quite unfortunate,
Yeah.
really.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like this sucks too. This sinking in, like when you've were down 2-0 and fought back and then had it swung on you. That's a hard feeling to go into the off season with. So
Yeah,
someone buy the man a beer.
yeah. I believe him and Nate are buddies from the same town, so I hope that Nate, you're gonna buy Solos a beer to compensate for
Wow.
this crushing defeat.
Buy him a beer. And as the THL season comes to a close, we want to thank our sponsors. Well, actually, we don't have any of those. So thank you everyone for a wonderful season.
Yep, it's been marvelous. Yep. So as you can see on the board, that is a 3-0 sweep for Nate. So that
Can we get Nate
means,
in the booth?
yep,
I'll grab him.
yep. See if you can grab him. So
Yep.
what that means is that Texas Stubbies have taken the final of THL 14-10 over Dirty Mike and the boys. So we've got to give it to the stub. Let's get some stubby squids up in chat. Stubby squids, you know what to do.
My.
And yep, let's get Nate in the booth. See what his thoughts were coming into that match, and how he felt going it through that Big Priest versus Tempo Rogue match.
All right, where we got Nate? Oh, I mean, that was quick. We barely had time to even talk about it.
Yep, that was a 25-minute match.
Does Nate have access privs to come in content?
Let me see. I do not know. So
Cool. Well,
get
again,
hockey.
congratulations to both teams, really, because it was a well fought series, and like 12 weeks is a hard season. You know, over in SHL we play only 10 weeks, but 12 weeks that's a lot of preparation, a lot of focus, and to keep it together the whole season, you have to congratulate both of these teams. So we're gonna get Nate in here and hear his thoughts on that quick but entertaining win. So from the chat, what are your thoughts for next season? Can either of these teams repeat going back to the finals? Like to shout it out. Can we see a Stubbies repeat?
Haven't Dirty Mike and the boys been losing finalists twice in a row now?
What?
I believe.
How many times? How many times in a row did Liverpool lose the final?
I've got no idea. This is the wrong crowd for that.
Oh, anyway, just trying to talk sports here.
Man, yeah, wrong sports.
I mean, we can't.
They don't play.
We don't really have an.
They don't play things which don't have like a ball shaped like an egg.
Leave chasing the ball to the dog.
Hand egg. I like me some hand egg.
So, okay, we don't really have enough like history in Hearthstone to talk about this, and I'm guessing most of these people are too young to know about Magic the Gathering history. So, well, let's get Nate in here.
Yeah, quite possibly. But yeah, I believe that Dirty Mike and the boys lost last season's final to Hearthstone Academy. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so
Hop up in.
that's gonna be
We were talking.
painful.
So chat. Let's hear a prediction. Can Dirty Mike and the boys make it 3 finals in a row? Can they lose 3 finals in a row?
Can they win
The
one?
world wants to know.
Yeah. So, are
In the
you
mean-
are you going to be playing in THL next season, Combat?
It really depends. I mean, I'm committed in SHL right now. It just depends how time goes. I'd like to play THL. I wanted to play it really this season, but I didn't end up with a team until the last 2 weeks of the season. So,
Yeah.
folks, hit me up.
If you want to see how the man's Hearthstone is compared to his talking, hit him up. Uh, I played against I played against you in SHL,
Hey,
and it was
hey,
a very difficult game.
it was a, they were competitive matches. But hey, I have case history here. I just played on stream 2 hours ago. But anyway,
And lost.
um, hold on. I just gotta give Nate in here.
Do we have Nate? Oh, I think Nate's in the Twitch chat, but not in here. We'll get him in quite shortly. Ask him some questions. So, were there any decks that we did not see of Solos? We saw the
Let me circle back here.
Temper Rogue, we saw the Resurrected Priest, and the Aggregate. Now, we saw all of his decks, and
Yep.
so we did actually get all 6 decks that weren't banned represented. It just so happened that all 3 of Solos is lost.
Conquest.
Conquest. It's a hell of a drug.
Conquest.
Man, you know what he should have done? Brought Renounced Darkness Warlock.
I tell you, that deck is making an impact.
It made an impact on you.
Yeah. It's making an impact and driving down win rates, but you know, in that's one of the challenges with Conquest is that like you're not going to see decks like Renounced Darkness.
I don't think
too
you
often.
should. I don't think you should ever see Renounced Darkness in anything outside of serious memery.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm speaking to Nate now. We'll try and get him in.
Hello, Nate. Let's see. Someone just came in, and it's Brasky. Hey, Brasky.
Brasky, you're not the right guy. You're not even casting tonight.
Heck, hop in, act like Nate. It's like, oh, this is really great. I can't believe it. I'm going to Disney World.
That was almost a Brasky voice.
Yeah,
It wasn't quite as like valurious.
Need to add a little bit more Dick Van Dyke accent, and I'll have it.
No one has a Dick Van Dyke accent. Dick Van Dyke doesn't have a Dick Van Dyke accent.
Poor Dick Van Dyke.
Man,
Nate, where are you? Nate, where are you? Come to us.
So we need to get a administrator type person to allow him in here because we aren't allowed. Who's important here? I'm just tagging every important person, just like hello. Yep. So I've tagged every single board member that I can think of, and we'll hopefully get them.
Run it up the flagpole.
Yep. So I'm just watching back the Twitch stream. It's just got back to the end of. It's just got to the end of the game. The Twitch chat is catching up. Let's see what they're saying. Talking about card games and drugs. Yep.
Hey, what else do you do with your free time?
Card games and drugs. That's pretty much all I do with my life.
Yeah, card games, drugs. I mean, one
So sometimes card games on drugs.
one creates sorrow, the other one drowns it out.
I just like to forget the pain of Keleseth's Shadow Step.
Oh, I can't believe I lost to the Renounced block again.
Just like, oh god damn it, Keleseth's Shadow Step again. Oh, just invite code. I don't really know how Discord works properly. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on, I'll hit it up.
Yep. So if you can get Nate in here.
All right. All right. I sent him the invite.
Yeah, we don't know how to Discord. We are pretty terrible at this whole deal. Just don't know how to function, really. Right. I am watching back the final minutes of this game.
Here?
Yo!
Well, welcome.
Oh, hi.
No, not you, Slimsh. We want Nate. We would.
Oh,
All right. So, Slimsh,
you said
we're
to get Discord.
we're wagering on.
I said go to Discord
Can
and
do-
read my thing. Someone else
Can
read
Dirty
it.
Mike and the boys make it back to the final next season? Can they lose the final 3 seasons in a row? We want it. Inquiring my. Oh, damn, Slimsh is already gone.
He's gone but not forgotten. He was sad that I told him to go away. This has become a... Yeah, have you sent the link to Nate?
Yep. I'm walking him through putting it in the browser. It's hard to paste links into browsers, you know.
This is true. We're all really bad at technology, and we heavily apologize for this. We don't really know what we're doing.
Are you kidding me? Nobody out there is any better than us, or they'd have our jobs.
I mean, I don't know how how I'm in this role. I just kind of... I'm only doing it because Brasky, his work screwed up somehow. We've got a Nate.
Here's Nate.
We've got a Nate.
Nate has spawned in the server. We're making progress.
Yep, we are almost at the point of being able to
Get in the
interview the winner of tonight's
It'll
game.
be next. It'll be next season by the time we can interview him. Just ask him about next season.
Yep, whether they're planning to win once again, lose once again. Because I mean, it is actually an important question to us, because both of these teams are comprised of real life friends, and because they've both had such successful seasons, their PR is like off the chain. So neither of these teams can reform next season.
Hello, Nate. Welcome.
Hey, Nate. Okay,
Congratulations.
we've got Nate in the booth. Maybe his
He's in the booth.
microphone is muted.
We're in this virtual booth. He's virtually in us with us in the virtual booth.
He's virtually in us.
He's virtually in the booth that we're virtually in at the same time.
He's virtually inside you.
Yes, we all have a little part of Nate inside of us now.
Yeah, it's true.
So he did
So
speak.
Nate, talk. Say words. Like
Good boy. Roll over.
that's enough of that.
Well, he's the strong silent type.
And
We're gonna-
I for one am down with that. Nate cannot currently speak, apparently.
Okay, well, we will say for Nate, we want to thank all of our teammates, our opponents, the league, all of its members. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
Hold on, we're gonna. I think we're gonna try with Nate for one more time. It says it's working for him. Right. Yep. Okay. So
Well then,
that's unfortunate. I think Nate's Discord is possibly not working. His microphone is not working. We can't really troubleshoot this live on air.
Discord not working? Who would have thought of that?
Yep. Discord is just a piece of a word which I'm not. I don't think I'm allowed to swear
It's-
on stream.
It's wonderful. It's marvelous. Yeah, it crashed like for an hour during our tournament last night. Really nice trying to admin 30 some odd people who are all fighting and DCing while Discord's going down. Really wonderful.
Oh yeah, Discord's a wonderful thing. But it's the best we got.
It's true, it's good.
It's good most of the time.
It does. It's one of those things. It does 90% of what you need until you need to do the other 10%.
Yeah. Well, so I believe that we can't really troubleshoot what's going on with Nate's microphone at this exact point in time.
But it was a success. We got him to the booth.
we got him this far, and then he just couldn't talk. So, yep, like Combat Wombat said, thank you everyone who has tuned in tonight. Congratulations.
Season.
Yep, congratulations to the Texas Stubbies, who are our THL champions for this season. Check in with the Facebook page and the Discord and all the other normal avenues to see what's going on in the off season. I believe there'll be some more THL strike tournaments, right, Combat Wombat, over the next.
Every Saturday afternoon for the whole off season, we have strike format tournaments, and every Wednesday night we have Deck Builders Delight, which are interesting limited formats like Paupers, Goblins versus Gnome decks. Check them out.
Yeah, kind of like Tavern Brawl, but tournaments.
Tavern Brawl tournaments, yep. Fantastic. Well, it's been a great season, and it's been a pleasure to be here with y'all. Razz us in the chat. We want to hear about who's going to win this next season.
Yep.
Thank you, folks, so much, and good night.
Yep. And of course, a big shout out to everyone who has been casting with me this season. So Wombat, Rasky, Busenbearer, all the regulars on the team. It's been marvelous, and I hope to see you all in Twitch on stream next season. So thank you all, and good night.
Cheers.